well, because this morning they're talking about letting 16-year-olds vote, and most people are saying, well, they have no experience of the world. But it's not necessarily about having an experience of the world, but having that first career, that first struggle, whatever
Yeah.
it is, that prepared you for this publishing world.
Really, for me, definitely. It also made me I think it helped me be more detached, because it's just work. It's just a book. It's just, it's all good. And I had a real life outside publishing. So I have friends who are just, we might talk about my book. We go for lunch. We might talk about my book for 1 minute. And it's like, right, can we talk about something more interesting? Which is wonderful, because there's, real stuff happening. So I think it helps that I had a real full life that wasn't to do with books and wasn't to do with publishing, so that this could, and I actually found now that I'm a seasoned author, I've nearly finished book 2. I actually find, looking back, that I think it's quite important to have author you separate from real you. So I kind of think of being an author now as an outfit I put on for a little bit of time, and I'm always quite happy to take it off and just go back to being Nikki.
Because author, it's quite intense. Because I was just, as you know, I was at, and when we met at a festival. I can't remember, I think it was the book party.
We met at book party,
yeah. We met for the first time. And then I've just finished Bloody Scotland.
Yeah.
And I've to explain the Crime Writing Festival. It's not me just saying Bloody Scotland.
And
it's a Crime Writing Festival.
We
I was at
missed
Capital
each
Crime.
other at Capital
we
Crime.
missed
I think
each
I was
other.
the day before you,
Yeah, and then I did Harrogate Crime Fest and other little things in between of that. And I was saying to someone, you come away from these festivals and you love being there and they're brilliant and you love interacting with other authors and readers and everybody. But when I'm finished, I was on the plane coming home and I'm like, I am done. I just want to go home, shower.
And I don't want to talk about me, and I don't want to talk about my book, and I don't want to talk about being a writer. I just want to be Nadine or just be Nikki. So and it's exhausting because you're on. It's, you have to be on. And it's wonderful. I'm not complaining. It is a privilege to be able to do this, but it's also tough. And I think if you're not careful, you can become narcissistic. It becomes too much of your life. So I'm actually really glad that I'm now at the stage where I feel I can compartmentalize it a little bit more.
Without naming names, I've seen some authors who I met years ago, lovely, and then they've had this, I say, stratospheric experience, and then whatever nice person was there has completely disappeared. And it's like they've fully taken on that cloak of narcissism, and you're just thinking,
that's how sad
to the
is
nice
that?
person.
And I think you can get too high on your own supply or too low on your own lack of supply. I just think we just need to be a bit more. I think the industry doesn't help. It's kind of it's like I've never been love bombed the way I was in publishing, ever.
Oh, listen, I remember going through my auction when it was auction time. Because I say, luckily, mine was the year before COVID hit, so I had that experience of going to meet authors and stuff. I mean, not authors, meet publishers. At one point, I think I did say to my agent, when I had to have like a reality check of myself.
Exactly.
Everyone's just blowing smoke up my ass, but you can let that smoke
Exactly. And you need real people in your life to help bring it back down to earth. Because I had the same thing. I had 8 agent offers in a week. Then I went to a 9-way auction in the UK and a 7-way auction in the States. And I just started to think I'd written, forget the Bible. I had written the next and my voice and my words and my glittering prose. And you think, oh, come on, this is all bullshit. And you really need to take a reality check, which doesn't mean I'm not proud of my book, because I am.
Exactly. So you're proud of your book. You're proud of yourself, most importantly. And you sit there and you're like, I've done this and this is amazing. But it's either you have enough cognizance to give yourself the reality check, or there's people around you who's normally my family who'd be like, it's not even Nads anymore. Nadine. We're getting full name now. Nadine.
Check yourself.
Check yourself.
It's exactly that. So I do think you need to be quite a resilient person to not get carried away, or to just get completely squashed by it. Because I also know other authors who feel that they haven't been as successful as they should be, and it can be a really squashing experience. And you think you're not your book. I think that's the other thing. You have to separate yourself from your work.